Imagine you are walking down the street one morning in Washington, and suddenly you see a massive cloud 5 miles high of ash. Then you hear on a nearby car radio that Mount St. Helens has just erupted. This happened on a Sunday morning in May of 1980. I'd like to go through some events in history, such as this deadly eruption of Mount St. Helens, and also some entertaining fun facts that all took place and share the same month and year as my birth, May of 1980. I'm going to start with the most significant event of this time. Mount St. Helens was located in Skamania, Washington, which is 96 miles south of Seattle and 50 miles northeast of Portland. And it erupted on May 18, 1980 at 8:45 in the morning. Bill Morlock describes this in the Washington Magazine that at 1 o'clock ash covered the sun, and by 2:30 it was dark as night and raining ash. The mountain finally erupted after weeks of anticipation from a 5.1 magnitude earthquake, which resulted in a volcanic eruption of the mountain that was felt 100 miles away. United States Geological Survey estimated that the 600-degree rock and gas traveled 80,000 feet into the air and traveled at 300 miles per hour, covering 230 square miles. According to the New York Times, this event was recorded as the most economically devastating event in our U.S. history, causing an estimated $3 billion in damages. Another significant event during this time was the eradication of smallpox. Week after week, new countries were announcing that they no longer see the smallpox virus afflicting their country. But it was certified from the 33rd World Health Assembly and announced officially on May 8, 1980, that smallpox was officially eradicated. Some music-related things that took place in 1980 was that on May 2nd, Pink Floyd's Another Brick in the Wall was banned from South Africa, along with a lot of other albums at this time during the regime. On May 16th, Paul McCartney released his album entitled McCartney 2. And the following night, on May 17th, Paul McCartney and his wife appeared on Saturday Night Live. On May 20th, Kiss released their 8th studio album called Unmasked. This was the last recording of the band's original lineup, including Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. Coincidentally, the drummer Peter Criss quits the band May 20th. A lot of iconic pop culture and long-lasting cult classics were introduced to America during 1980. For instance, the infamous video game and my personal favorite, Pac-Man, was released by Namco on May 22nd. In film, The Empire Strikes Back, Episode 5, was premiered on May 21st. This was the second movie of the Star Wars saga at the time, and it earned more than $538 million, which made this movie one of the highest-grossing films of 1980. On May 23rd, the all-time scary movie The Shining, starring Jack Nicholson, was released. This horror film, based on Stephen King's book, is still referenced and quoted to this day. It is a cult classic and is ranked one of the best all-time scary movies of our time. And lastly, and a fun little tidbit, and this actually happened on the exact day of my birth, May 5th, 1980, was the introduction of the Rubik's Cube to America. This iconic puzzle game was invented by Hungarian Erno Rubik and was launched here in America at a Hollywood party hosted by none other than the Hungarian actress Zsa Zsa Gabor. These are just some of the things that I have researched that took place during the same month and year as my birthday. I hope you found them significant and fun as well. Thank you.